Happy Thursday! Welcome to Thursday Night Live, a deeper dive. I'm your host, Rev Kev, here with my main man, 100 grand, Brother Rev. E is in the house.
Hey.
How you doing, Brother Rev?
I'm doing fantastic.
Welcome back from your vacation.
Thank you.
Man,
I feel great.
You feel great?
Yes,
All right.
yes. I'm ready for the next one.
Well, we're going to hold on to you a little while longer before the next one. What did you get to do? Just a little bit about what you got to do while you were away?
I did a little sailing, a little cruising.
Okay, cool.
4-day cruise.
Okay.
Just got a little bit of the sea and the sand in my sights and just kind of breathed in the fresh air.
Awesome. Well, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Reverend Eric Donaldson. He's the Senior Associate Minister here at Uni of Sacramento. He's celebrating his 5th year, and he deserved he had a well-deserved vacation, and I also just want to take a moment to publicly thank you for the leadership that you took on before you left in the 12th anniversary celebration. Yours truly and Anita and the kids, and it was special.
And it was a joy to do it and to bring everybody in to celebrate you for all the great work that you've done for these 12 years.
I can't believe it's been 12 years. They did not go by fast, but they didn't go slow. They've been just right. In fact, I have a 12-year-old. Camila was 12. She was just born when we arrived here, so she is now 12. So she's our Uni of Sacramento baby.
Yes.
Well, if you are with us, we're glad you're here because we are leaping into a new lesson series. And this Thursday Night Live Deeper Dive conversation is one that takes our Sunday morning lessons a little bit deeper. What we can't cover on Sunday in the talks, we take some time to break things down here and hopefully give you something that you can apply in your life in a practical way, in a meaningful way. It's an opportunity for you to send your questions in the chat room, on our Facebook pages where we are live now. And if you're there, we will give you a shout out as we get a chance to get in there. Let me get in mine.
I just got into mine.
Gotten yours. And so if you're with us, Rev E, you're going to help me shout people out as you see folks shout out. As you're here, if you're here for the deeper dive, just type in, I am diving deep tonight. Just type that in the chat room. I am diving deep tonight. I'm diving deep tonight. And as you are getting that running through your veins, we'll jump in and check in to see who's diving deep with us, and as we move along. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll be checking in on you. All right. I'm diving deep tonight as you are with us. Let's turn within now and get ourselves grounded for the journey that's before us. I want you to center yourselves now, wherever you are. Just give yourself permission to relax. For me, I'm going to place my feet on the floor because I can. Maybe you are able to do that as well. Just become open and receptive. I'm led to ask you to just place your hands over your heart tonight so that you can be in touch with your own breathing. I've got both my hands just over my heart. I'm going to breathe into that. And I don't know who needs to hear this tonight, but I want you to know right away it's going to be all right. If you have arrived to this moment in your day and you're hearing my voice, you've got your hands over your heart, you're conscious of your breath right now, just take a breath. And you're knowing that everything is going to be all right. Continue to be aware of your breath and your heartbeat. Feel now any tension, the busyness of thought up to this point. Whatever it is or was or could be that may even have you anxious. Let's breathe and see it melt away. Just witness it melting down now. I want to invite you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just before we go into this moment, you're invited to close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. Just hear my voice. And let's affirm after me, all things are working together for my good. All things are working together for my good. All things are working together for my good. Breathe into that. Let the tension go. Relax. Let the tension go. Affirm with me, I trust that all things are working together for my good. Let it settle in for you. And if you'd like to do so, just fall into this prayer statement that will place us in the right condition for this evening's Thursday Night Live Deeper Dive experience. You may want to put this in the first person with me. This is my time of listening and learning. This is my time of caring and sharing. I empty my mind of hatred and hatred. I open my heart to spirits preparing. May this place of loving be safe for all who enter thee, to heal and bless and prosper all, to discover and answer spirits' call. And may the words we use perform signs and wonders of lives transform. The students are ready to learn and hear. We now let the teacher appear. And that teacher is your own indwelling Lord, God of your understanding, higher power, the one source, the one force, the governing principle within all of the universe and all of the universes. That one life that is all life. We acknowledge that source, that presence, that power, that love as the Almighty, the All Beauty, the All Joy, the All Loving, bringing us together for such a time as this. Thank you, God, for all that is to come, because we have come to together to seek you. So it is. So we are. Amen. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Blessings, everyone. All right, let's see who's in our chat rooms at the moment. If there are a few of us that are already joining, I'm having a little difficulty getting onto mine, but let me just see. And I've asked you to type in the chat room. I am taking the deeper dive tonight. Let me know who's with us right now.
Tamika Jackson is diving deep tonight.
Hey, Dr. Tamika.
Hey, Dr.
Diving
Tamika.
deep, keeping the high watch with you and for you, beloved. Anyone else joining us that we can
Yes.
see?
Elizabeth Ann Edwards.
Elizabeth Edwards.
Diving deep tonight.
Elizabeth, are you in Idaho? Is that where you are? Tell us I know Dr. Tamika's here in the Sacramento area. Elizabeth, I believe she's in Idaho. Welcome. Thanks for diving deep tonight. And anyone else that we can see?
Yes, Mardell Marino.
Mardell is diving deep.
Yes.
Welcome in, Mardell. So glad you're with us tonight. And as you're coming in, just let us know that you're taking the deeper dive. I want to see if I can see the other page as well. And we'll come back and shout folks out as we get to.
And by the way, Elizabeth has replied. She says, yes, she's still in Idaho.
Still in Idaho. Okay. And I can see on this page, Fahiza Aileen is diving deep tonight. We see you, Fahiza. All right. Thanks for being with us tonight. Tyrone Thornton is diving deep tonight.
All right.
And just keep sharing this. Will you like and share this with others? It takes you a couple seconds to share this, but it may be just what somebody needs. Just at the moment that someone is tuning in, they may get the word that they need to turn it all around for them. And I'm finding more and more, Brother Rev, that people, as we kind of re-emerge from this pandemic experience, are looking for guidance. They're looking for light. They're looking for the path forward. People were caught off guard in many ways by what we just experienced. And so
I think when you have a moment like we had with the pandemic, that a lot is revealed in those moments, and things that we may have masked just to get through it, faking it to make it, and things of that nature. Suddenly the mask drops off. Suddenly those things that you forgot you were just, numbing to get through, suddenly come to light in those moments.
that's a word right there.
Yeah, and so, now that we are emerging, we're coming out of that season, those things are there for us to address.
Wow. Did you numb out? One of the survival mechanisms that we have is we literally have the ability to unfeel. We can actually block feeling. We have the capacity to compartmentalize, as a survival mechanism, and we have the capacity to not see if we want to not see a thing, or not hear if we want to not hear a thing. And so some of us just kind of braced ourselves, and as we're coming back from this, we're feeling the aches, the pains, the anxiety, and all the stuff that comes around that. So if you did that, I don't want you to be hard on yourself if you're experiencing, some of the after effects of what we've just been through and are still growing through right now. The Spirit has a word for you, and we're going to look at it tonight. So let's just to tell you a little bit about the series that we're in. We've started a new series called May Flowers. May Flowers, your undeniable date with destiny. I want you to type in the chat room just to kick off tonight. I shall have my May flowers. Just type that in the chat room. I shall have my May flowers. Go ahead and type that in the chat room. I want you to claim it now. You're owning it. You're claiming it. I shall have my Mayflowers. Who's picking up what we're putting down so far? We're just getting warmed up.
Yes,
Okay.
Deborah Lynn Garcia.
Okay, Deborah Lynn shall have her Mayflowers. Yes, you will, Deborah Lynn. And I see Tyrone shall have his Mayflowers. Anybody else? Who shall have your Mayflowers? Type it in the chat room for us, and we'll come back and acknowledge you. All right. Fahiza says, I shall have my Mayflowers. Okay. I want us to have that as the declaration. You see someone else that may have typed it in?
Anita Ross.
Anita, hey, you shall have your Mayflowers. Hey, yes, you shall. And just continue to declare that, know that, and let that be the backdrop for our discussion tonight, the declaration, the place where you're living from, as we dive deep into this new exciting series that we're walking through all of this month, okay, including this Sunday on Mother's Day. We've got some exciting things coming in the series related to that. But first, let's go back. Let's do a quick rewind and see a little segment from Sunday just to remind you of what we covered and to bring you up to speed a little bit from this week. We're going to just take a quick look back. My fingers. That we can shift the experience that we're moving through in life if we shift our attitude. Come on, say with me. Attitude determines altitude. Say it again. Attitude determines altitude. And so this Mayflowers series is here because there is something being served. Some purpose that's being served by the experiences of the showers and the storms that we have faced in our lives. And now that we are coming back to campus, right? We're bringing life back to the campus and the campus back to life. We're coming back to these sacred grounds. We're recognizing that we have just been through a storm. And my invitation to you and I is to shift our consciousness to the place where we can call even that storm good. Hello. Hello. See, there are four of you that I know you're not ready. Rev Kev, I'm going to need you to preach the whole 4 lessons in the series, and then I'll come to my conclusion about whether that was good or not. I know my people. Prove it to me, Rev. That the experience that we just walked through is serving some greater purpose even when we can't see it, that the April showers of the pandemic will bring forth May flowers. So help me, God. Come on, say, my April showers shall bring forth May flowers. Come on, say it again. My April showers shall bring forth May flowers. So help me, God. That's the posture that I want us to be in through this series, so that we can be the beneficiary of what's happening in the greater order of things. Which means I've got to get myself out of my myopic way of seeing life. You know what myopia is? It's a short-sightedness. And so if it's not in this little lens right here, and if it doesn't go this far, anybody know what I'm talking about? I can't see it, y'all. I can't see it. Well, you got to open your lens. Come on, say, I'm opening my lens. We want to recognize that there is a panoramic point of view, versus a myopic point of view that calls me into the greater order of things. And when I can step into the greater order of things, I can begin to develop the qualities that will enable me to have my date with destiny. You know, at Donnie's party the other day, Anita and I were on a date. We were like, this is a date. We're calling this some credit. We dressed up. We're sitting at a table. They're serving food. The kids aren't here. We're on up. Tell somebody, get in where you fit in. Come on, get it in where you can fit it in. And likewise, we must come to the place where we can shift our consciousness to see that everything is accruing toward a date with destiny. And if we are short-sighted, we will be on a date and not even know it. Our destiny will be right before us and we'll be blind to it, still complaining about the woes of the pandemic. Did you hear what I'm talking about? Everything you pray for shows up and you can't see it. Isn't that awful? Say with me, I will be fully awake when my Mayflowers come in. I will be fully awake when my Mayflowers come in. And what I'm saying by Mayflowers is that there is an undeniable date with destiny. Let's back up a little bit and get a sense of where this term comes from. I just thought this would be fun to know. The saying, April showers bring May flowers, itself actually originates from the United Kingdom. All right, okay. Well, if you're still with us, and I know you are, and we welcome you if you're just joining us. You're here for Thursday Night Live Deeper Dive, and we did a little rewind to take a look back at this new series that we jumped into, May Flowers, your undeniable date with destiny. Brother Rev, what did you pick up from what we put down this past week?
Oh my goodness, there was so much there in that small little passage that we just saw. But there was one thing that I noticed right now that I didn't notice when I reviewed it before. And it seemed as though there was a festive spirit in the sanctuary. I mean, it was off the charts. You could tell you were livelier than you normally are. And I could tell by the interaction with the audience. Thank you, God, we are in person once again. But I noticed you had mentioned Donnie Machen, and she had her celebration here a couple of nights before. So I want to acknowledge Donnie because I didn't get an opportunity to, because I was on, a little bit of a vacation. But I want to acknowledge her, and I can tell that she just had the time of her life and shared it all with us in this beloved community. So that even showed up on the screen for me today. It's like, oh wow, that's what that is. So that's one thing. But the other piece is it was very clear that you are really helping us to put this season that is passing us right now into its proper perspective. And that was really enjoyable to see. And you say it this way. You say, you know what? We're bringing life back to the campus, and we're bringing the campus back to life. And we can do it once we understand that the showers, those April showers that we all have experienced, are going to bring forth some May flowers, some good in our lives. So that in a nutshell is what I caught from those few seconds. And there was so much more, but I'm going to let you talk now.
No, it's okay. No, really, it helps. Faith comes by hearing. And so if sometimes a person won't get it just from hearing it from me, or so as many ways as it can be heard, so that faith can be nurtured and nourished, is good. So your voice is, as good as mine is on this subject. So I'm
All
so
right.
grateful. Yeah. So one of the things you just brought up that I really want us to catch is how we interpret the storms, the April showers. If you are moving through a storm in your life, I want you to be more observant of how you are interpreting the storm than the storm itself. For as a man thinketh in his heart, as a woman thinketh in her heart, so is he, so is she. As a mind thinketh, as a mind thinks, so it is. So it's so important for you and I to recognize this powerful formula. And I want you to type it in the chat room, somebody, because I can't type it in the chat room, but I'm going to give you a formula for being able to observe how you are interpreting life. My mentor and friend, longtime mentor and friend, Jack Canfield, shared this formula with me that I want to share with you. E plus R equals O. E plus R equals O. Event plus response, and put slash or reaction equals my outcome. E plus R equals O. And so that R part in this equation is where you hold the greatest power. It's where I hold the greatest power. That greatest power happens to be in how I interpret. You and I, ready for this, are meaning-making machines. I am a meaning-making machine. Every event that happens in the Earth School, you don't want to hear this, Rabbi. They don't want to hear this.
They don't want to hear this.
They don't want to hear this. Every event that takes place in the Earth School is neutral.
Ooh. Ooh.
Every event that takes place in the Earth School is neutral.
Wow.
Let it fall on you. Let that statement rest on you for a moment. And because we are meaning-making machines that have tremendous power to color the events, to shape the events, to characterize the events of life as being positive or negative, good or bad, right or wrong. You get what I'm saying? What begins to occur because we have this power, and because we're so rehearsed and well versed in making meaning, do you know you can do it in under a millisecond? Somebody says it's raining outside. Oh God, oh God, I can't believe it's raining. E, the event, is called rain.
Mm-hmm.
Raining outside in and of itself is an E. It's neutral. What did I make the rain event outside mean for my day, my week, my life, my story, my experience? What did I make it mean in a millisecond? And because we have that great power and can do it in an instant, the events in our lives seem to have power over our lives. Hang in with me tonight. You know why? Because we're more conscious of the events than we are of our power to give them meaning. And so tonight, what we are attempting to do and what we're doing with this series is making you become aware of the R in this equation. You are powerful to shape and form meaning around the events that occur in your experience. And that shaping and formation that happens in relationship to the events that occur in your life determines your outcome, not the event themselves.
Rev, if I'm hearing you right, you're saying that, and I see an event as perhaps a condition. And if
that can be an event.
A condition can be an event. And if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that those conditions or that event, the power is not in the condition or the event. The power is in the meaning that we give it, and often that meaning comes in a reaction or a response, the R, and that part is what determines our outcome.
I can't remember who it was, but I was in Washington, D.C. with Marion Wright Edelman at the Children's Defense Fund at some conference. And I was sitting next to an individual who had an encounter with someone who had the experience of losing their limbs, their legs, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on the total accuracy of the story, but I'm just kind of pulling it up in the moment. But I recall talking to that individual, and as I'm talking to the individual who was recounting this story to me about that experience, having an encounter with someone else, it inspired him to found the U.S. Paralympics. Because his interpretation of the event that took this individual's legs was that they are not disabled, they're otherly abled. This is not the end of their story. This is the beginning of a new story. And I'm going to be a part of helping them to see that for themselves. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so, and when you watch the Paralympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And events like that, you can't help but be inspired. At least for me, I'm totally inspired. I also become aware of my tendency for laziness. Having 2 legs and 2 arms and all of my limbs functional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to just bring this point across those individuals who go out and compete, those individuals who are participating, see themselves not at the affect of the event. Now, don't get me wrong. The event can be painful. The event can be traumatizing. The event can be immobilizing to the physical body, the physical sensorium. The event can have all sorts of effects, but only you and I are situated in the center of that, the soul. The real you is the one watching the event. The real you is the one telling the story about the event. The real you is the one who is making meaning about the event. Common consciousness reacts to events. To react is to take action without reflection. To react is to take action without reflection. To react is to take action without a sense of accountability for the action. It is to take action without a sense of responsibility for the reaction. It is moving into action without thought. And so this is the common way in which we experience our lives. And most of that is because we have forgotten that we're spiritual beings made in the spiritual image and likeness of God. Having a human experience, visiting the three dimensions here, but we still have this God power, this God force living in and through and as our very lives, and we go dark, we go unconscious. And our unconsciousness does not permit us to have what I call second sight.
Second sight.
Second sight.
Explain second sight.
Second sight is your capacity to see beyond the appearance of things.
Okay.
To see beyond what's being shown. To ask for the inner meaning of the event, or the higher meaning of the event. That there is nothing random in the universe. Everything is teeming with purpose. Now watch this. I can both assign purpose and I can also discover purpose. So when I am in victim mode, my conversation in assigning purpose, this came to happen to me. Life is against me. So I've assigned meaning, I've assigned a purpose to this event as being against me. I haven't chosen to be the explorer, to be in inquiry about the event, so that I can have a thoughtful and reflective response to the event. You see what I'm saying? And that's the journey, that's the call, if you will. That's the call of this teaching. That's the call of this series, to have you be able to see through the storm, see past the April showers, into the greater purpose that any event is serving in your life. Working with this premise that we started with today, everything is working together for my good.
Rev, so you 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 speak of reflecting so that we can discover the purpose that's in the storm, that's in the shower, that's in the event. But is there a process, of a deeper process that can help us see through the storm?
Yeah, it's acknowledging where the storm really exists, first and foremost. We are so drama filled. We dramatize the events in life by naming the events in life more than events. For example, we see something in the news, and rather than calling it simply news, we name that news bad. And then every thought has an image attached to it. And every thought creates a thought form. And thought forms seek out a corresponding and related thought until they form a thought chain that logically connect to the other. Kind of like the beads on this bracelet. They all come together like this. Until you get a belief. And those corresponding thoughts that attach to the next thought, that attach to the next thought, do you know they fit together logically in your head? And when you get one belief that makes sense to you, though it may not be true at all, but you've interpreted an event in a certain way. You've interpreted an event in a certain way, and so things that are similar to it, you interpret similarly. And those thoughts now cluster, and they form a belief. And beliefs that are like unto the other cluster, and they form a belief system. And that belief system, as systems are designed to do, systems function seamlessly, invisibly, and automatically. I want you to hear that. So sometimes the storm that we are experiencing is that of our own belief system in reaction to an event.
Wow. Wow.
So going to your question, taking a step back and giving yourself the minute to have a breath to remember, and this is so important, but I know people are going to tune me out. They're not listening to this. You're not listening to this. You don't even care about this. I know you don't. It hurts too bad right now, so you don't care. But I'm going to say it anyway.
Say it anyway.
Remember, take a step back to remember, I am a spiritual being. First, I am a spiritual being first. What is the spiritual cause? What is the spiritual purpose of this that is occurring in my experience right now? Take a step back, and now I want to look deeper. I want to look deeper than the surface of things, deeper than the surface of things. You know how many people are in prison because they couldn't take a step back and look beyond the surface of things. They couldn't step back and recognize this event that's happening in my life is a next orderly step in my life's journey. Because you don't feel like your steps are ordered. And the reason we don't feel like our steps are ordered, because we're not conscious of our divine connection. And so the work, beloveds, is to adapt that second sight. We call that simply being a metaphysician. Meta, meaning beyond, physics, in this case, or physical, the surface of things. My capacity to look beyond the surface of things, to see the inner and higher meaning, the inner and higher order. When I can remember I am a spiritual being, I then can remember from whence I have come, to whom I belong, and that I am connected to the higher order of things in the universe. I am a once-in-a-lifetime event in human history, sent here with a definite purpose at all times, in all places, under all circumstances. Nothing is randomly occurring in my experience, and everything is working out for my highest good, even if the experience is painful.
Wow.
And sometimes, especially if the event is painful. Pain is information. And you may want to type this in the chat room, beloveds, because sometimes in our stormy experiences, we have pain. Pain is information signaling to me that an adjustment needs to be made. Pain is information signaling to me that an adjustment needs to be made. It is information signaling to me that an adjustment needs to be made, whether that be an adjustment in my health, whether that means an adjustment in how I think, whether that means an adjustment in my relationships, whether that means an adjustment where I am geographically located. Pain comes to inform me, not to stop me.
Or perhaps it can be put a pain event.
A pain event, or a painful event. Yes.
Or a painful event.
Yes.
Just to use the formula.
Yes.
In what's being stated.
Yes. 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 So then I can at all times be the beneficiary. Even as we talked about Sunday, even when it's muddy and soggy and seemingly unfavorable, I can be the beneficiary when I have dominion over my interpretation. Another way of saying interpretation is over what I am naming the experience, what I am naming the event. That's what interpretation is. It's what the name I gave to it. So this is that power that we find in Genesis when God is saying that everything that I made, you will have the ability to name everything in the garden. You get to name everything in the garden. And whatever you name it, that's what it will be. You and I have naming power. Let's say that in the first person. Repeat it after me. I have naming power. I have naming power. Type it in the chat room. I have naming power. And whatever I name the experience, that's what it will be. Whatever I name the experience, that's what it will be. Now remember, you're looking at this with second sight. There's some events that happen that are plainly crimes, right? And there is a law for that. There is a system to address criminal behavior. But But there is also a system of laws for those operating in error to the spiritual realm. So I want to make sure that I've got my spirit on the right side of the law. And I name, as did God in Genesis, I name everything good and very good. Good and very good. I'm naming it good and very good. So one of the key points for this past Sunday is learn to name the storms in your life good. And my interpretation then becomes this is not happening to me, it's happening for me. Because my understanding of myself is a resilient, unstoppable spiritual being capable to do great and mighty things, because greater is he that is in me that is in the world of effects. I am not subject to the world of effects. The world of effects is subject to me. That power that is within me, that power that is my essential nature, is what I'm referring to. Oh, I hope I'm on somebody's block tonight. I hope, put some hearts and thumbs up if I'm talking to you tonight. Just give me something, give us something to let us know that you are picking up what we're putting down. I see it coming. I see it coming. Thank you. I see it coming. I see it coming. Thank you. Want you to catch that. And stop caring if people know you're spiritual. Stop caring. Stop caring if people think you're different. Stop caring. You don't have time for that. That's a waste of your mental, spiritual, emotional resources. So what? Let them find out. Maybe they'll find that out about themselves and come out of the suffering. So that's the first key from this Mayflowers series. Okay? When you and I, when we can interpret life from this perspective, holy moly, it's already 7:51.
Just that fast.
Oh my God. Whoa. I love it. That, you see, we slip into the timeless here. That's the thing. You have to, that's another lesson for another day. When you are deeply engaged in your purpose, you slip outside of time, or extemporal. You are extemporal. You're now in the divine flow, in the eternal realm where you're engaged in the timelessness. And so timeless, eternity is breaking into time. Eternity is breaking into time. And then you have to be snatched out of the extemporal realm into the temporal realm, because when it's flowing like this, come on. All right, let me.
That's the tap on the shoulder.
Yeah. Y'all gonna have to be here Sunday. Y'all gonna be here Sunday.
That's
oh
it.
My goodness. Okay. When you can interpret life from this perspective, that everything is working for my highest good, that I have naming power and I can name the situation good and live from that perspective, then I learn to give thanks for the rain. I learn to give thanks. I'm giving thanks. I'm standing in a place of gratitude for the experiences that are happening in my life. Flipping people out who don't understand. You ought to be complaining. No, I'm not complaining. I'm giving thanks. Something is breaking forth in me. I'm giving thanks that which needs to die in me is dying. I'm giving thanks that this has come to bring forth an aspect of my life that has been laying dormant. A level of determination that has not been activated yet. A level of greatness that is not shining forth yet. We learn to give thanks in the rain. The rain makes conditions soggy, but seeds cannot germinate in dry land. I need the sogginess. to be able to root down so that I can bloom up. Got it? I've got to run through these next two, but I promise you over the course of the series, we're gonna jump in these. Like, we're gonna dive deep on Thursdays even further, so come back next Thursday. Second key is have patience with the seed. Have patience with the seed. Have patience when it's small. Because it's small, because it's seemingly not where you want to be yet, does not mean it's not encoded with everything you need for the future. We start with the seed. Have patience with the seed. And the third piece I want to just leave, and we've been talking about this in one way or another. Trust God with the process. Trust God with the process. There's a part of every one of us that we have to turn over. You know, at night when you close your eyes and go to bed and go to sleep, and some of us say our prayers before we lay our heads on our pillows and we go to sleep. We have to trust that God is handling the rest, all the rest of the details, all the functions of our organs and bodies, all of the safety around our homes, every other factor and process. When we go to a place of unconsciousness, that God is doing that. God is also doing that when you're conscious. God is also doing that when you're not conscious. And so the events that come into your life that may be a 2x4 over your head is there to make you conscious. So trust that all things are working together for your good, and even the seemingly challenging things, even the seemingly small things, the seemingly insignificant things are coming into your life as an act of grace. Grace to water you, to nurture you, so that you can grow. Right where you are, there's guidance. Right where you are, there's guidance. Let's drop away from the resistance to what is, embrace the what is, give thanks for the what is, and you'll find God there. In the sogginess of it, in the muddiness of it. Root on down in it. Root on down in it. And then bloom where you are planted. Amen?
Amen.
That's enough for tonight. That's enough for tonight.
Ooh, I wish we had another half hour. This is getting good.
Let's see who's with us. Just see what we got here. Anybody else picking up what we're putting down? Anybody picking up what we're putting down? Give us some hearts and thumbs up. God bless you. We're going to be talking about it all month long, so don't worry. We're coming back to this.
Monica Shepherd is
Hey, Monica, how you doing
on
there?
with us tonight.
All right. So glad you're with us tonight. So glad you're with us tonight. Giving thanks for your presence, all of you who are here, near and far. Keep taking the deeper dive. Keep dropping beyond the surface of things. Keep being a way in which wisdom has an environment in which to grow and expand. Like, I am a candidate for guidance. Just type that in the chat. I am a candidate for guidance. And to be one is to be wise. I don't have to know everything. I don't have to know how everything's going to turn out, but, I'm a candidate for guidance. I know that. I can't keep going.
This was rich.
I love these, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Love these. Listen, beloveds, We're grateful for your presence tonight. We're going to be back here next Thursday evening. We invite you to be back with us in the Deeper Dive. If you missed Sunday morning, go back and see the whole thing on our YouTube page or any one of our Facebook platforms, and just relive it, and activate it in your life and your experience, okay? Practice it. Put it to work in your life. It works if you work it.
Yes.
Indeed. And the it that we're speaking of is your faith. It works if you work it. We want to invite you to support Unity of Sacramento tonight with a generous love offering. It helps us to do what we're doing here tonight. It helps the staff to be here, helps the lights to be on, it helps the campus to be ready, and all the many ways that we are reaching people beyond these walls. I want you to watch this video for how you can give to Unity of Sacramento. It just happens to be the big day of giving, so be a big, generous giver today. Watch how you can give to Unity of Sacramento. We're going to come back, bless your tithes and offerings, and then we're going to say goodnight.
Visit our website at www.unityofsacramento.com. Right there at the top of the front page, you will see a donation button. Click there to visit our safe and secure PushPay portal. Another easy way to give is through our Unity of Sacramento app. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet, and on the front page, look toward the bottom of the page for your giving heart, which will also take you to our PushPay portal. You can also write us. Send your letters to Unity of Sacramento, 9249 Folsom Boulevard, Sacramento, California, 95826. So many people are shopping online, and if that's what you like to do, then support us through Amazon Smile. Visit smile.amazon.com and designate Unity of Sacramento as your charity of choice. You will automatically be making a contribution to our beloved community. And of course, you can always make your donation by using Venmo or Cash App, as seen on your screen.
Thank you so much for giving. I always give through my Unity of Sacramento app. I beat the video today. I have this thing of trying to race to give before the video runs out. Didn't catch it, beat it Sunday, but it did today. It's pretty easy and pretty simple. Let's take a moment to bless your gift and bless you. We give thanks, loving presence for the gifts, for the givers, for the consciousness of generosity that's flowing in and through each one of us, for this sacred ground called Unity of Sacramento that is its beneficiary, and for the benefit that it will bring to the community that we serve, not only here in Sacramento, but all over the world. Thank you, God, so much for so much. Amen and amen. Thank you all for your gifts, for your presence, for your consciousness tonight. We know you're being as generous as possible, and you are feeling the reverb from that giving in your life. I promise you, God shows up in the form that you need when you become a systematic giver. That's part of what being rich is all about, having what you need when you need it. Living with the sense that all of my needs are met. And then some. That's what being a systematic giver creates in your experience, that awareness that all my needs are met when I need them met. We're going to get in that some too, but this is not the time for it, but I hope you picked up a little bit of that. Listen, we have something very special coming up, and we just put a link in the chat room there, and there's a link on my personal Facebook page right now about our upcoming online gala and auction event. I have a goal today. I personally wanted 10 people to register for our online auction. I just want to hit my goal of having 10 more of you register for the online gala and auction event. It's a wonderful celebration of our history at Unity of Sacramento and what we've been up to. It's going to be an exciting night. You're going to be able to enjoy it from the comfort of your home. And everybody who is registering is automatically entered into a drawing where there are going to be a bunch of amazing gifts that are coming out. Rev E and I cannot win the prizes that are but there are bikes for children, there's an Alexa in there, there's cash prize, there's what else do we have in there? All of my library, and what I mean by that is all of my published works, somebody's gonna win that. There's a basket of fine wines and just some other great things just for registering. So register tonight. The link is there. It will take about maybe 3 minutes of your time.
Maybe.
And it's free. We need you to be at the auction, online auction and gala, May 20th. May 20th. Check your times. I think it's 7 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock our time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. But you have to be present to win. It's going to be fun. And so you can do it in your pajamas or you can do it in your tuxedo. I think I'm having my tux on. It's going to be a lot of fun. We invite you to be a part of that. Help me reach my goal. 10 people today. Just 10 people. 10 people registered today. I'll be so happy. And we're going to be so happy together when we're together on May 20th. Thanks so much for being with us in the Deeper Dive. Thank you, Brother Rev, for always being here to help me chop it up a little bit and help me see it in a deeper way, yeah?
Yes, happy to be here.
We'll be back next week. Until then, the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. Peace and blessings. Namaste.